Funnily enough, I made a video just the other day about Ghost of Tsushima possibly getting story DLC or some kind of expansion, and here we are with Ghost of Tsushima Legends being announced today, and it's definitely not what I was speculating about, but it is something very interesting and I am very excited for it. So today I wanted to go over the details from the PlayStation blog and what it means for you and me and why we should all be very excited for this awesome story expansion to Ghost of Tsushima. So anyway, before we start, remember that if you do enjoy, to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like as always. And of course, if you do want more content like this, then hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Quick update on the big chunky Ghost of Tsushima review that I am working on. Due to the heat wave where I am, it's been hard to turn on really powerful electricity things, so I've been kind of refraining from that just because I don't want the power to go out on the block, because it's like 110 degrees outside and it would suck not to have air conditioning when it is that hot. So that's why it's been delayed a little bit. It's still coming though, so be on the lookout for that. Now anyway, jumping into Ghost of Tsushima Legends, what exactly is it? So in a way it is kind of a story expansion, but it doesn't follow Jin or anyone from the main story. It's actually its own self-contained expansion. It also has a kind of survival mode to it. While it's not mainly focused on story, it is 4-player co-op, and it does have a story mode to it that will escalate in difficulty as you progress through the missions. Now, this is a good reason to play with friends, because I think playing solo or playing with randoms might get quite frustrating, as communication is probably going to be key as that difficulty escalates throughout each and every mission. Obviously, some of the harder difficulties in the main game are quite difficult because it just is intended to be. I don't know if you guys have tried lethal difficulty yet, or if you played through the game on hard, but I'm sure going solo through this or playing with randoms is not going to be the easiest thing in the world, especially in those later missions. So that is one tip I'll give. Now, there are 4 different classes, and while they haven't revealed anything about their different advantages or abilities yet, I can tell you what the classes are, and we can kind of assume what their abilities are going to be. So there's a samurai. I'm assuming he's going to be like the tank who can probably take a lot of damage, does a good bit of damage with his katana, but doesn't really have a lot of ranged abilities, so that's probably going to be his weakness. You have the hunter, which is probably going to be someone who's good with an arrow, really good at range, but probably not able to take a ton of damage, especially up close with some of those enemies. You also have the ronin, who's probably going to be very skilled with a sword and deal out extra damage, but also only be able to take very little damage, kind of like a glass cannon type, just because I think for balancing purposes, it'd be something not quite as tanky as a samurai, but can do a bit more damage than the samurai can. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out. I do think the ronin just being skilled with the sword despite not having the armor of the samurai does kind of make sense there. None of this is confirmed, by the way. This is just me speculating based off of the classes. And then obviously we have the assassin class. Funnily enough, considering the main game was more Assassin's Creed than the recent Assassin's Creed, this one I'm not sure what to think. I don't know if stealth is going to be involved in some of the story missions. I feel like in the survival missions it may not be necessary to have a more stealthy type of play style. I don't know, as we go, maybe he has some very unique abilities that can maybe blind enemies or different tactics to stagger them. I'm not really sure how this one's going to work. I don't even really know what to speculate on it, but it is going to be interesting. Each of these classes is going to have unique magical abilities as well, because we are going to be going into Japanese mythology, as these characters, like I said at the beginning, they're not from the main story. These are legends of the island of Tsushima that people talk about. So a lot of their abilities are going to come from these legends, which I think is going to make for some very interesting gameplay, of course, as well as being able to fight the Oni and the Japanese mythological enemies as we kind of go through these different missions. There's apparently going to be a large raid boss as well that's going to come shortly after launch. That should be interesting. This is shaping up to be something pretty cool, and if it's anything like the base game, I think it's going to be a fantastic expansion. I'm excited to see what the story is about, and I'm excited to see some more gameplay. From what we saw in the trailer, the kind of levels you're going through look absolutely stunning. It's very different from the main game, but it looks very, very beautiful. The particle effects are awesome, the different lighting. I'm very interested to see how it works out. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This was just kind of a quick video to update you guys on this. If you did enjoy, remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.